This video will show you that there are people who are absolutely superhuman. In today's video, we present you 10 athletes who set absolutely groundbreaking records. Included are, among other things, deranged endurance records, blatant tales of suffering to achieve a unique goal, and also physical feats that were so precise that many people considered them absolutely impossible for a long time. It's going to be very impressive, so stay tuned here at Wonderlane. Oh, and drop us a line in the comments about which sport you could break a record in. We are curious. On number 10, we start directly with a man who has achieved something so incredible that you probably wouldn't believe it if it hadn't been caught on camera. We're talking about an American named Dean Karnazes, who pursues a particularly tough sport, namely ultramarathoning. Ultramarathoners start where the vast majority are at the absolute end, because they specialize in running distances beyond 42 kilometers. Dean Karnazes even goes so far as to complete a marathon every morning before breakfast to warm up, and dedicates himself to even grittier distances during the day. Then, in 2017, he set a once-in-a-lifetime record that takes your breath away, running a distance of 563 kilometers in just 80 hours and 44 minutes without taking a break. That is roughly equivalent to the distance from Stuttgart to Berlin. But if you think that Dean Karnazes has been training for this kind of endurance since his childhood, you're wrong. According to his own statements, Karnazes only started jogging at the age of 30 because he was bored in his office job. Since then, he has trained every day like a possessed man, setting records that at first glance seem absolutely inhuman. Let's continue with a sports superstar who is not only perhaps the best basketball player of all time, but has also set a record off the court. We're talking about Michael Jordan. During his playing days, he not only won numerous titles with the Chicago Bulls, but also millions of enthusiastic basketball fans, who helped make basketball the most popular sport in the world for many. During his career, Michael Jordan also earned about $100 million, which is only a relatively small part of the breathtaking record he holds off the court. With a fortune of about $2 billion, Jordan is considered the richest athlete who ever lived. He earned his money, among other things, with the famous Nike shoes that bear his name, but also with numerous advertising clips and investments in valuable assets. Michael Jordan is, therefore, the perfect example of how athletes can also set records off the court. Next, we come to a sport that exclusively features performances that are absolutely impossible for normal people, and that is the strongman competitions. Strongman competitions involve extremely strong people moving gigantic objects in the greatest possible number and in the shortest possible time. Among other things, dumbbells are lifted from tractor tires, or trucks are pulled from a standing position. This is only possible through a massive effort and an unbreakable will. What Georgian Lasha Patadaya accomplished in 2015 puts everything that has happened before in the shade. For an impressive record attempt, he attached 2 loops to his ears, which were then connected to a truck by ropes. Amid massive pain and roaring fans, he then tried the seemingly impossible and attempted to pull the truck with one ear. When this succeeded, he left countless observers who probably couldn't believe what they just saw. Next, we come to a sport of a slightly different kind, not as physical but equally demanding, and that is chess. For decades, the best chess players in the world have been challenging each other with amazing achievements to find out who is the best of them. Due to the complexity of the game, it is normal that chess players usually reach their peak performance only after the age of 40. All the more amazing is this young man, Abhimanyu Mishra. At just 12 years of age, he was crowned the youngest chess grandmaster of all time. To become a Grandmaster, you have to reach a certain level and win numerous games against higher-ranked players. This is not only very difficult, but also requires a high level of experience. It is almost impossible to reach this level as a 12-year-old. Accordingly, many see Abhimanyu Mishra not only as a blatant world record holder, but also as a beacon of hope for international chess. Next, we come to a man who has also set an impressive record, and that is Konishiki Yasakichi, who is considered one of the best sumo wrestlers of all time. In addition to his impressive performances in the ring, Yasakichi set numerous records during his career from 1982 to 1997. Not only did he have the privilege of being crowned the first non-Japanese sumo grand champion, but the Hawaiian is also believed to be the heaviest professional athlete of all time. While most people, weighing in at a whopping 287 kilograms, are severely limited in movement and barely viable in many areas, Konishiki Yasakichi delivered impressive performances in every competition. Although many sumo wrestlers lose their lives comparatively early due to their high weight and unhealthy lifestyle, Yasakichi remains healthy and active in the public eye. Although he no longer wrestles, he can be seen as a musician and actor in films such as Fast and Furious. On number 5, we continue with a record that is not only insanely spectacular, but has also caused a long tale of woe. In 2015, a New Zealand native, namely Jed Milden, became the first person to attempt a quadruple backflip on a BMX. What many considered impossible in advance turned out to be extremely dangerous for Milden. In the 4 years he spent preparing for the record attempt, he repeatedly injured himself and broke numerous bones. In the meantime, he was so badly injured that for a short time, it was thought that he might never be able to get back on his bike. Milden didn't let that get him down, which ultimately makes it even more impressive that he actually managed 4 backflips in one jump after years. On number 4, we come to another world record that seems absolutely unreal to many. Anyone who has ever tried to juggle 3 balls knows how complicated the coordination between hands and eyes can be. If you can even manage it and keep 3 balls in the air without any problems, almost everyone fails to bring a 4th or even a 5th ball into play. What the professional artist Anthony Gatto managed to do in 2016 is absolutely unique and will probably never be repeated, because at that time he managed to juggle no less than 9 balls at the same time. Let's move on to another masterpiece from a sport that is smiled at by some, but in reality requires an extremely high degree of precision and willpower. We're talking about darts. Anyone who has ever played darts in their spare time knows that it is not so easy to place the dart where you actually want it. Even professional darts players fail again and again to hit exactly the field they actually want to have. All the more astonishing, therefore, is what superstar Michael van Gerwen accomplished at the 2013 World's Darts Championship. He almost threw 2 9-darters in a row. A 9-darter means that a player plays down the given 501 points to 0 with exactly 9 darts. Even the best of the best managed to do this just once every few years, which is why what Michael van Gerwen achieved can probably never be repeated. After throwing the first 9-darter, he went one better in the following round and threw 8 perfect darts. If he had sunk the 18 dart as well, he would have achieved probably the greatest darts performance of all time. Although he just missed the last dart, this performance is absolutely historic. On number 2, we come to a German soccer legend who became immortal on July 13th, 2014, and went down in the history books in several respects. We're talking about none other than Bastian Schweinsteiger, who not only took an extreme beating in the final against Argentina and showed an irrepressible will to win, but also set a truly historic best. In this match, he ran an incredible 15.3 kilometers, which according to some statistics is the best mark ever achieved in a World Cup final. The whole thing becomes even more impressive when you consider that Schweinsteiger was repeatedly fouled hard throughout the game, and even suffered injuries to his face. While he went down in the history books with this outstanding performance, when it comes to running performance in soccer in general, he is eclipsed by one player. And that is David Beckham. Because even though many might not have guessed it, Beckham ran a whopping 16 kilometers in a match between England and Greece in 2001. The whole thing becomes even more impressive when you consider that Beckham needed just 90 minutes to cover this distance, while the 2014 World Cup final went on for 120 minutes. Nevertheless, both Beckham's and Schweinsteiger's performance is absolutely fierce. Last but not least, on number 1, we now come to an athlete who cannot be missed when talking about records for titles won, namely Michael Phelps, who for most people is indisputably the best swimmer of all time. In addition to his numerous records over various distances and swimming styles, Phelps holds another record that no one is likely to take away from him anytime soon. He is the athlete with the most Olympic medals of all time. While most are satisfied with merely participating in the Olympics, Phelps managed to stand on the podium an incredible 28 times. A full 23 times he went home with gold. This mark is absolutely unique and confirms all who see Michael Phelps as one of the greatest athletes of all time. And that's it for our video, and 10 athletes who have set incredible records. Write us in the comments which of them you found the most intense. Otherwise, like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to Wonderlane for more, and we'll see you next time, here at Wonderlane.